like it'll be on here soon. What we are going to talk about this morning, you guys, there it is. What we're going to talk about this morning is how all I wanted was a tennis racket. It is so bonkers. So here's what happened. Well, first of all, first things first. If you are on the YouTubes, do make sure that you click on the subscribe button and also the bell so you get notified whenever new videos come on, okay? If you are not on YouTube right now, do make sure that after this video, you go to YouTube, search my first and last name, and then subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified when new videos come on. The reason why, you guys, is because Facebook is notoriously terrible for letting you know when people are live. So there's that, all right? Okay, so now what we're going to talk about, and this happened this last weekend, and after this thing happened, I turned to Mike and I said, Monday's video is going to be called All I Wanted Was a Tennis Racket. He started laughing. Like, that's what, we need to talk about this because this is insanity. So here's what happened, you guys. There are going to be lots of nuggets of business building wisdom in this little story about a tennis racket. Okay, you guys? So don't think that you're just on here listening to me talk about a tennis racket. It's more than a tennis racket, okay? It'll be something else to you, I promise that. So here we go. Let's get into it. On Saturday morning, I decided we have tennis courts near our house, and I decided that I wanted to start playing again. I really like playing tennis with Mike. He's really good at it, and I just wanted to play again. Right? We played in Iowa. We played during the summertime, and we didn't play last year, and I just was missing it, so I wanted to play again. And we left our rackets in Iowa, so we needed new rackets, right? So here's what we did. We picked Nora up from painting. She painted a koala this weekend. You guys, it's adorable, okay? Go on to my personal Facebook page and check out the koala she painted. It's so cute, so cute. So we picked her up, went to lunch, and then we were like, okay, we're gonna go get tennis rackets. And Mike looked up a place. It was like, I can't remember the name of it. It's like a big superstore where you can get tennis stuff too. And we went there and we looked at the selection and we were like, meh, that's not really great. I wonder if there's like a specialty store. I wonder if there's a store, since we're in Orlando basically, I wonder if there's a store where you can go just get tennis rackets, like specialized, where it'll feel custom. And it's almost like, you know, they sort of like based on your skill level and other things, whatever other things, I don't know. They determine what racket is best for you. That's what I was looking for, okay? Keep in mind, I would have paid for that experience. Like we'll get into this though. So we were looking at these tennis rackets that were kind of like, meh, all right. And then I was like, okay, let me look and see if there's like a specialized store. Where there was. One was in Winter Park, so it was further away, but one was just on International Drive, which wasn't too far from where we were. And we were like, okay, cool. So we're just going to go to this store. And because they sell only tennis stuff, they're probably going to take good care of us, right? They're probably going to be able to give us good advice. Here's what happened. We got out of the car all excited for a good situation. Like I wanted, because Nora was getting a tennis racket too. Mike was getting a new one. Nora was getting a tennis racket. Everybody was getting a racket, okay? And I was all excited to get out and have somebody like tell us what we needed, right? We get in there and we start looking around and somebody said, hey, do you need help with anything? And at first I was like, no, because that's a knee-jerk reaction, right? A knee-jerk reaction whenever you walk in any store or any place and they say, hey, can I help you find anything? Knee-jerk reaction without even thinking, a knee-jerk reaction is, nope, I'm got it, I'm good, right? Even if I wanted help. Keep that in mind. You should know that, okay? Even if people want help. I did want help. I walked in knowing I wanted help, okay? But whenever she asked me, my subconscious kicked in and was like, nope, I'm good. I did not mean to say that, right? But I did. It came out of my face. So that's the thing. Whenever people tell you, no, I'm good, it might mean that actually, no, they're good. And then it might also mean hover around a little bit. Not hover and be weird, but be available. If they need you, be available. This is in any business you do, okay? And then finally, we were looking around at different, rackets. And Mike looked at me and he was like, we should just get the full experience here. Let's just get the full experience. And what he meant by that was having somebody suggest a racket to us and helping us out and that sort of thing. And so I was like, yeah, okay, cool. Keep in mind, we would have spent money on these rackets. Okay. Like it's not like we would have spent 20 grand on them or anything, but we would have spent more than at Target or something, right? We were expecting that. We were expecting for there to be an upsell to the service that you get. We were expecting that and we were okay with that. So I asked the girl behind the counter, I was like, actually we do need help. I'm beginner to intermediate. I'm like, right, I'm in there. Serviceable. I'm all right. Mike is good. And Nora is 5. So that is where we're at right now, right? And the first thing that she did, you guys, is she took me to the clearance area. And I'm not mad at clearance. I like clearance, okay? Like, take me to an outlet mall and I'm happy. But she took me to the clearance area and started suggesting these rackets that were on clearance. And I was like, I don't really care. Like, I get that you're taking me to the clearance area because you think that it's a better deal and whatever. But to me, I don't really care about the better deal so much as I want the best racket for me and my situation. So she didn't ask me questions about me and my skill level or anything. She just took me over to these clearance rackets. That was not helpful. Okay. The reason we came to this specialty store, you guys, was because we wanted help. We wanted somebody to give us a specialized experience, to give us these rackets, right? So to take us to like the clearance area, which is fine. Like I'm totally not saying don't take me to a clearance area if it makes sense for me. She had no idea what would make sense for me because she didn't ask me the questions. She didn't do any consulting at all about what my needs were. She assumed I wanted to pay the least amount possible. Little did she know I came from the place that I could have paid the least amount possible. I chose to come here because I wanted the best experience possible and the best racket for me possible, right? And so because she made that choice, because she made that decision to lead me into this place that she assumed that I wanted to be, I had an awful experience. And we ended up leaving the place with no rackets. We were walking around with 3 rackets that we just picked out on our own. We were walking around with them. We grabbed a bag. And then finally, Mike just looked at me and he's like, it doesn't make sense to pay more when we didn't actually get the experience we were looking for. He's like, why don't we just go to Dick's Sporting Goods or something like that? And I was like, fine by me. And so we put all of our rackets back. Okay. That was 3 rackets and a bag, one of those big bags, that we left there and we went and just got somewhere else, you guys. The reason that I tell this story is because had the consultation happened, had she actually asked me what I needed, even if what I needed was in the clearance section, that's fine because it would have been based on my needs. It wasn't based on just that maybe everybody that comes in she thinks needs to go to the clearance section, right? The consultation is what I was looking for. I went to a specialized store because I wanted the experience of somebody taking care of me and providing a solution for me that was specialized and custom to who I am. And I was willing to pay for that. You guys, what does that look like in your business? What does that look like in what you do, right? Are you trying to pigeonhole people into a certain experience, i.e. clearance in this story, right? Or are you specializing and customizing an experience to your person, right? You can be offering the same thing to multiple people, but the only way that you can customize that, so say, let's take HBR for example, okay? My program, Home-Based Revolution. Let's take that for example. That can, pretty much anyone on the planet can do that, all right? I'm able to teach pretty much anyone on the planet. The only people I can't teach are the people that are unteachable, the people that choose not to be taught, okay? That's the only people I can't teach, but nobody can. So that said, if I have somebody come to me and say, okay, I've got a chiropractor business, I'm wanting to add income streams to that, I don't really know how to do this, but I know that this sounds like something that's going to be really helpful because I want to show up in service. I want for it to feel good. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask them some questions about their business, and then I can pull out the pieces of HBR that are especially going to help them. Be like, okay, well, here's where we go into this income stream and this income stream and this income stream. This is going to be the one that's going to blow your existing business out of the water. This is going to be able to make everything feel so good and actually increase the business you already have, not just the income streams, but it'll illuminate and amplify the business that you already have. And I'll be able to bring those points out and explain that to them. You guys, I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't know their situation. Right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, we can't just say, well, X, Y, and Z, this works for everybody, da-da-da-da-da. When you're in a one-off conversation with people, you ask them what their goals are. You ask them what they're doing. That is a consultative conversation. And then you can let them know how what you do can help them out, or if it can't, right? If it can't help them out. Even if I would have walked into that tennis racket store, where am I at, 13 minutes? Even if I would have walked into that tennis racket store, you guys, and said, you know, what my needs were or whatever, and they said, oh, we don't have anything for you, unfortunately, yada, 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 I still would have been okay with that. Because you listened to me and then said, okay, so based on what you've told me, I don't really think that this is going to be the right store. I would suggest just going to X, Y, and Z, right? Now I've built trust with you. Even though I didn't buy something from you, I now have trust in you because you said, okay, so based on what you said you're looking for, I don't think this is going to be a good fit. Maybe you should head over here. Now you've built trust. And when I am ready to come around here, I will. You guys, this is like, you need to understand this stuff. It's a big deal. And that's why whenever we left that tennis store, I'm like, Mike, I need to do a video on this or something, because this is why places shut down. This is why businesses do not stand the test of time. And it's because they are not actually helping out the individual. Okay? They're looking to sell. They're not looking to consult and then provide solutions. They're two massively different things. It's why you can't even get HBR without a conversation. Okay? You have to literally have a conversation with me first before even being invited into HBR. I don't want you going to a sales page, clicking on a button and saying you want in and then just getting in. That's not how this goes. It's a quick consultation to make sure it's right for you, and then we invite you in, if it is, right? Heads up real quick. I'm just going to do this because I'm on it right now. If you are not in HBR, but you want to be in HBR, this is super quick, okay? This is my Facebook business page, Livin the Dream with Martha. Message me the words case study. Like I said, we'll have a quick chat, see if it's for you. If it's not for you, no big deal. No big deal. I am not going to put you in some sort of digital or virtual headlock and make you feel like you need to buy something that you don't actually need to buy, okay, you guys? My guarantee is this, though, that you'll be at 10K a month within the first 6 months, or I'm going to work with you until you get there, all right? It's real, guys. I've got people that are past it at this point, 2 months in. So there is that. And that works for everybody. If you already have a business or if you don't have a business, makes no difference. Let me see if I am able to see questions here. Boop, boo. There we go. Oh, hey, James. Good morning, Liz. Good morning, Anita. Evie, that was her going based off what you may have looked like coming in not knowing you. I would have most definitely asked those questions. Right. That's a good assertion, Evie. That's actually what Mike said after we left. Mike was like, do people not, take care of us or whatever because of what we look like? He's like, do we need to dress differently? And I'm like, I don't want to dress differently to get a different experience. I just want people to be better. I just want for people to do business better. And if I don't get a good experience because I'm in a hoodie and some yoga pants, then that is testament to the way that you do business. And I'm not the only one, okay? There are look at Silicon Valley people, okay? Everybody is walking around in a hoodie and sweatpants, all right? And they've got money to burn, okay, you guys? So don't prejudge people. And I know you're not saying that, Evie. I know you're saying the opposite. But for those of you that may own or know a business owner, or if you are a business owner, don't judge people by what they look like. And second, don't judge people with your own wallet, okay? There's a psychological thing that happens where if you don't have the money to do X, Y, and Z, then you automatically assume that other people don't either. And that is not going to get you real far. So that is it for today, you guys, unless you have questions. If you have questions, feel free to ask them. Good morning, Wesley. All right. Well, you guys, I'm going to pop out of here. What is my live? Okay, I have a live training this week in the Heart-Centered Moms group. The link is in. You do not need to be a mom. Don't have to be a mom to be in the group. Just the name of the group. Okay, you guys. The training this week is going to be how I built a Facebook group that made 30K within the first 4 weeks. Okay, so I'm going to go through different things that were paramount in the way that I created that group, so you can mimic them and do the same thing in your groups. Okay, you guys? Super important stuff. Also, in HBR, I'm going to have a new training coming out within the next week or two, and that is only for HBR people, but it's a full-on top-to-bottom strategy on being able to use Facebook groups as the social climate, but not the delivery method, which is totally boss in using Facebook, but not being stuck in using Facebook. It's so boss. It's so boss, you guys. That's in HBR though, and that's going to be in the next week or so. But all right, you guys, you have the best day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.